Globalization has had a profound impact on the world economy, changing the way goods, services, and people move across borders. One of the most contentious issues related to globalization is income inequality. Critics of globalization argue that it has exacerbated income inequality within countries, as well as between developed and developing nations. In this video, we will explore the relationship between globalization and income inequality, including how global economic policies have impacted the distribution of wealth both within and between countries. One of the main arguments against globalization is that it has led to increased income inequality within countries. In many cases, this is due to the fact that globalization has made it easier for companies to move their production to countries with lower labor costs. As a result, workers in developed countries may see their wages stagnate or decline, while workers in developing countries see their wages increase. This trend is particularly pronounced in industries such as manufacturing, where labor-intensive production processes can be easily relocated to countries with lower wages. The result is that workers in developed countries may lose their jobs or see their wages decline, while workers in developing countries see their wages increase as companies move production to their countries. At the same time, globalization has also led to the growth of the service sector in many developed countries. This has resulted in the creation of new jobs that require higher levels of education and skills. However, these jobs are often concentrated in urban areas and may not be accessible to workers in rural or less educated populations. As a result, income inequality within countries may be exacerbated, as those who are unable to access the high-skill, high-wage jobs are left behind. Another aspect of the relationship between globalization and income inequality is the impact on the distribution of wealth between countries. Some argue that globalization has led to a concentration of wealth in a small number of developed countries at the expense of developing nations. This is due in part to the fact that global economic policies, such as free trade agreements and foreign investment, often benefit developed countries more than developing nations. For example, free trade agreements may make it easier for companies in developed countries to access the markets of developing nations, while developing countries may struggle to compete with more advanced economies. Foreign investment may also benefit developed countries more, as multinational corporations often choose to invest in countries with stable political and economic environments, which are more likely to be found in developed nations. The result of these policies is that wealth is concentrated in a small number of developed countries, while developing nations may struggle to attract investment or compete in the global market. This can lead to a cycle of poverty and underdevelopment in developing countries, while developed countries continue to see their economies grow. There is no doubt that income inequality is a complex and multifaceted issue, and there are no easy solutions. However, there are steps that can be taken to address the issue in a globalized world. One approach is to implement policies that focus on promoting inclusive growth. This may involve investing in education and training programs to ensure that workers have the skills they need to succeed in a changing economy. It may also involve investing in infrastructure, such as transportation and communication networks, to promote economic development in less developed regions. Another approach is to implement policies that promote fair trade and reduce barriers to entry for developing nations. This may involve renegotiating trade agreements to ensure that developing nations have access to global markets on more equal terms. It may also involve providing financial and technical assistance to developing countries to help them build the infrastructure and institutions they need to compete in the global market. Finally, it is important to address the root causes of income inequality, such as unequal access to education and health care. By promoting access to these basic services, countries can help to ensure that everyone has the opportunity to succeed in a globalized economy. In addition, policies that promote progressive taxation and the redistribution of wealth can help to ensure that the benefits of economic growth are shared more equally among all members of society. In the end, addressing income inequality in a globalized world is not just a moral imperative, it is also an economic necessity. By ensuring that everyone has the opportunity to succeed, countries can build more stable and prosperous societies that benefit everyone, both at home and abroad. Thank you for watching. We would love to hear your thoughts on this topic. If you enjoyed this video, please remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more content.